Hey guys, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I apologize again in the beginning. As you can hear the voice, I sound like a sort of like a creepy voice, it's like 50 years old ghost. Yeah, the cold, if you're not careful, if you just have that one cold soft drink, sometimes you're just tempted, let's have biryani, let's just have a Coke. And yeah, that one soft drink in the winter time, it will not serve you right. So yes, my own fault. Got a little bit flu and then really bad cold and fever going on. So anyway, I wanted to do a review today, but then I just changed my mind. I was gonna do on this scent of the night I'm wearing. It's a very comforting scent. I have reviewed this, and that was not my bottle. So when I reviewed it in last January, it was this one, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue for women, the EDT version. I'm wearing it because it's one of my most favorite fragrances of all time. So I will do a re-review sometimes, not today. I'll make it. The whole purpose would be not to do a redundant one, but the video I did was like 22 minutes. So back in the days in last year, January sometime, I used to do long videos. I really love to take my time back then, but I just realized that people don't have the time to watch it. So I just will do maybe a shorter version. I'll try to put all the information once again. So if you want to watch that, maybe like sometime in near future, I'll talk about the light blue once again. Very beautiful juice. So yes, I want to talk about today a few things. Okay, first of all, compliments. Okay, just very quickly these topics. The compliments wise, fragrances. Sometimes I hear people say, hey bro, you talk about this perfume, you said it's gonna be a compliment getter. I didn't get so much compliments. So there are a few reasons why you may not get a compliment from perfume. Okay, people wear fragrances for different reasons. Okay, and I'll tell you my personal experience, because I am actually not just a reviewer. I am a consumer. I buy perfumes, I use them, and different people have different reasons to wear perfumes or fragrances rather, right? What your reason might be for wearing fragrances could be different than mine. Some people just want to enjoy themselves. Some people want to get compliments. Some people want to smell nice, like pleasing to other people in the society, in the workplace, outdoors. Okay, and then some people just, they have different reasons, and there are different occasions you wear fragrances for. It's not a must that you have to wear. Like for us, it's very difficult not to wear fragrance. But what I'm trying to say is why you may not get a compliment. So you may take note on these, and you may try to improve on these points. Okay, these are just my experience. First of all, why you're not going to get a compliment from a fragrance is that if you do not have a very pleasant characteristic. Okay, characteristics as in like your behavior wise, you're not a very pleasant person. You're always fighting with people, you're bad mouthing, you're foul mouthed person, and you're always pulling people's legs, pulling up pranks, trying to embarrass people, especially with the ladies. If you're a douchebag, that backfires really badly. So yes, first important thing is before fragrances is your behavior. If you are a nice person, if you're a funny person, if your sense of humor is good, it's in good taste, people would dig that. It goes nicely with the fragrance. So I think it's the person's like behavior which matters the most. It reflects, and then whatever you do additionally, you dress up nicely, you wear perfumes, you crack jokes, and you do a lot of things for community. Everything sort of like contributes to that. So I think your behavior wise, you have to have good behavior, you have to have a very pleasant characteristics, friendly, fun, easygoing, and you know your limits. You don't cross your limits, you do not offend people. Whatever you do in social media or out there in public, people do not like that. People do not like douche kind of people. So what you can actually do wrong to a fragrance, that is, let's say, I'll give you an example. Dior Sauvage, alright, great fragrance, top seller at this moment. But let's say you are one of those douchebags that I was talking about, and you do bad things. Let's say you're dating someone, and then you cheated on them, or you did some horrible things to leave her with a scar, right? So that kind of a thing, and this was your signature scent. So what this is gonna do is this is gonna leave a bad memory with that person that you dated, that she remember you by this scent, and she smelled this somewhere else. What's gonna happen is she'll be like, this is the smell of a douchebag. So if you see what I mean, right? So you don't want to be the guy, and I'm not saying like that's a big deal, okay? But many people I heard in the like last few years I've been hearing this in the fragrance community, that is, many ladies have bad memories of certain fragrances. They don't want to smell those fragrances anymore. Pakor upon 1 million. They don't want to smell Acqua di Gio. It reminds them too much of their ex. So if you have a bad memory or painful memory also, it's not, it because fragrances create certain memory with certain people, and you remember those times based on those smells. Smell is a thing, you remember it. It gets stored in your brain, right? So yes, as far as compliments go, first thing I would say, be a very nice, humble, pleasant person. Always learn. Don't be too arrogant. Don't be too show off. People usually, you think when you show off, people like, wow. Some people sometimes thinking like, this is what you get. Boom. Right? Another thing, compliments wise, some people have very bad hygienes, right? They do not shower. They wear the same sort of boxers every day for 30 days. They do not use deodorant sticks, so their armpit really kind of gives off very nice sort of jackfruit, or if you know durian in Malaysia. Oh, if you know durian, you know what durian is exactly, my friend. One of the most challenging fruits in the world. So if you do smell like a durian, and the top of that you wear Creed's Aventus, you think, I'm wearing $250, $350 cologne. I'm the king. No. In my humble opinion, you are not. Because when you combine your fragrances with your, people say natural body smell, there's a difference between body smell, your natural smell, and natural body odor. Because natural body odor, it will be like something of your waste, your body extracts, every time, end of the day. The body processes and takes it out in terms of sweat, or if you go and, washroom and stuff. So you get rid of those waste from your body, So if you do not have a good hygiene, and, you don't cut your nail, you do not cut your hair, and you do not brush your teeth, and do not use facial, whatever, you have to use few basic things. I'm not saying to be pretty, guys, but, people usually, you try to get compliments from women, right? Women like neat and clean guys, they like prefer the guys who are, you can see their hygiene is good. They do not do wacky things like, they do not like go to washroom and don't wash their hand. Some people do that. Or you can see certain things, certain behavior, it puts them off towards those guys. So if you have a bad lifestyle, it will reflect very badly. No matter what perfume you use, not gonna make a difference, okay? The last thing before I want to finish this topic, okay, compliments wise, why you may not get compliment. Sometimes it could be due to the weather condition, one thing, or depending on your, let's say, usage, how you apply your fragrances. If you apply too heavily, that could be a problem. Like for me, I'm a heavy sprayer. I spray, I know it could be like a little bit a-hole thing to do, but fragrance like Shura I really love. You don't really need more than one spray of this stuff. Believe me, this is nuclear fragrance. It's a very challenging sort of a beast mode, devilish sort of juice. I adored this. Many people hate it, and they hate me for promoting this, okay? So I'm not promoting it. I was just saying my good reactions. I was talking about my experience that I love. Just because I love it doesn't mean you'll love it. But huge portion of Bangladesh love this fragrance, okay, from Rasas Ishura. So let's say I wear 6 sprays of that in a hot summer's day, and you enter a nice classy restaurant. And people are around, right? They're sitting just next table, and they're just around you. But what you're actually doing, you are like trying to get compliments, trying to get noticed, but you're actually choking them. They're feeling uncomfy, because they're sitting next to you, smelling your heavy fragrance in a hot summer's day, based on oud, ashy fragrance, and you're not really respecting them. That way, you really will get some backlash. You get some hatred, okay? That could be one reason. Other reason is you may not get compliment. You're a very stingy mofo. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it just funny. But let's say you have a fragrance and you're a very stingy guy, okay? I'm not saying stingy is a bad thing, but yeah, sometimes anything overboard or extreme is never good. Always live in moderation. That is my motto. If you have a fragrance and you really like it, but you just don't want to use it that much, you just like, I'm just gonna have a tiny bit somewhere in the armpit or somewhere in under my, like whatever, and then that's gonna be good. It's gonna last me like 10 years. Use your fragrances, guys, okay? Do not think like, okay, body spray, this is like cheap, so if it's cheap, I spray a lot. It doesn't matter. It depends on the concentration. If your fragrance concentration and its potency is high, you don't need a lot, okay? But if your fragrance, it has to be applied 3-4 times. For example, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. You cannot overspray this. This is very light. This is very pleasing and summer's sort of a citrus-based scent. But imagine I just showed you Shura. This one you can go one spray rule. That's good. But if you go, let's say Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, and you just did a very half spray on your chest, it's not gonna last. It's not gonna project. It's not gonna get even noticed. So you'll be disappointed and you'll think the fragrance is not working. So you have to know the right application. Watch a lot of reviews. You'll see that what is the right way to go about a fragrance. So know your fragrance as well. Make your journey a bit more educational. Learn something every day. Try to learn. If you do not learn, you just buy and use, and sometimes you blind buy and you just watch reviews and you think, follow the hype, buy a fragrance and you didn't like it. Of course you don't like it if you didn't do research before buying a fragrance, right? You can buy a fragrance for compliments, but maybe the fragrance is not a very well-known fragrance for compliment garner, right? Some fragrances are so challenging, so love it or hate it, like polarizing fragrance. I'll give you an example. Narciso Rodriguez for him EDT. This is a very love it or hate it fragrance. It's a very sort of complex fragrance. It's not loved by all. It doesn't get the best compliments, but if you love this kind of fragrances, you really enjoy yourself, right? So these are the things I want to talk about. I hope this video content will be a little bit helpful. So basically, in general, be a nice guy, have good hygiene in the end, be a very pleasant person to be around. Also, know your application, know your season, know your place. All right, those are the things I want to talk about today. Take care, guys. I'll be doing a review tomorrow if I'm feeling better. Have a nice day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.